What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Safely, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Call of Duty Cold War Alpha, my personal experience with it, and what I basically want to jot down as far as some notes for you guys. Now, I will say I only got to play the first half of the alpha for like the whole entire weekend, so I only have about 6 or 7 hours on it, and that entire time I did end up streaming my experience. And in the beginning, it was really awesome, very enjoyable. And then as I started to progress and get better, skill-based matchmaking kicked in, and well, our experience went rather downhill. You'll be looking at some sniping gameplay on the screen right now. It's gameplay from some games that I actually did really well in, because I managed to find at least one good lobby in that entire 7-hour span. Now, one big thing about Cold War that I feel like a lot of people believe with this game is that it actually does feel like Call of Duty. And for me at least, Modern Warfare didn't really feel like COD, it didn't look like COD, but whenever I play Cold War, it really feels like that old Call of Duty vibe. A lot of people said they didn't like the graphics or how it looked. For me, it gives me that more arcadey vibe, that vibe of that arcade shooter that Call of Duty is supposed to be, and because of that, I kind of like the graphics. Both of the snipers that we got to use during the term of this alpha were actually very good as far as the way that they play. The Pellington, which was the very fast one, it did yield a lot more hit markers. It kind of reminded me of the Ballista in the form that you really got to hit that upper chest in order to be able to get those one-shot kills, but it was very fast. I liked it a lot. The LW3, I think it's called, like the L9 from Black Ops 1, that one was very consistent with damage, but it wasn't nearly as fast unless you were reload canceling, which is something that you could do. Both of those snipers are really good, and playing with them really made me feel like I was on an old gen COD. Like, this is the first next gen COD besides World War II, I believe, that has made me feel like I'm somewhat playing old gen, and it's not just because of the graphics. As far as the maps go, really we only had 3 maps to choose from if we weren't playing Ground War, and those maps were Moscow, Miami, and Satellite. Out of all 3 of those maps, it's really a tie between Satellite and Moscow as far as which ones I like the most. I don't really see how anybody could like Miami. None of the games that I ever got in whenever I was playing that map were good. Nobody would ever push properly on that map. A lot of people I see on Twitter are relating it to like Piccadilly from Modern Warfare, and I can see in the design of like how the map looks, but as far as like the layout and things like that, I don't really get it. Piccadilly actually played well on Modern Warfare, and Miami just does not play well at all. Satellite was kind of head glitch central because everybody likes to go out into the middle of the sand dunes and peek just a little bit so that they can go ahead and see you across the map and absolutely beam you. And you know, sometimes I was able to get some good picks, so you know, that made that map pretty good for me because it was some easy headshots, and then when people weren't head glitching, you were able to get them into the spawn trap. It was a pretty solid map. I like that one a lot. Now, Moscow to me felt the most like a Call of Duty map, if I could say. It really played well. It reminded me of like a mixture of Valkyrie from World War II and Raid from Black Ops 2. I don't really know why, that's just kind of the vibe that I get. I absolutely hate the escalators on that map. I feel like that portion of the map kind of ruins it, but besides the escalators, the map is super solid. You can get people into a really good spawn trap on that map. And yeah, I mean, the head glitching still kind of stands with that one little spot next to the spawn trap, but besides that, the map plays super well. You can get a good spawn trap going, and honestly, it's, now that I think about it, it probably is the best map in the alpha. Now, as far as game modes go, there were essentially 3 in the 6v6 playlist, and that's going to be Domination, TDM, Kill Confirmed, and Hardpoint, which was added a little later in the first day. Now, as you might guess, for Sniping, Hardpoint is obviously the best one because they all move to one place, and TDM is pretty much the slowest. As you would guess, the game modes that incentivize going and moving somewhere definitely made people move more. I think that's one really big difference between Cold War and Modern Warfare, the fact that people in the game actually like to move for the most part. In Modern Warfare, I could go into a hardpoint game and sometimes people might not even move, even though it incentivizes them to do so with the objective, but whenever I'm playing Cold War, even if I'm playing TDM, people will still move, not nearly as much as they do whenever they're playing hardpoint, but they will move, and it doesn't really incentivize camping that much, which is something that I'm super thankful for. The game really does reward that fast-paced, aggressive sniping playstyle. Now, as much as we all loved sniping in the alpha, one negative thing is that supposedly the snipers were buffed for the alpha, and they are looking to get nerfed, and that is something that I myself and a ton of other people were very worried about. Well, we are still worried about it because it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, Tony Flame tweeted out saying that they buffed snipers specifically to see see how they perform in the alpha, and that they're going to do some tuning to them once I believe either the beta comes out or the full game comes out, one of those two. And I have high hopes that he's not going to mess it up too much, but I mean, I liked the snipers. I felt like they fit pretty well, especially because there were a lot of ray guns that absolutely melted, and if you're good with a ray gun in the game, you can pretty much melt any sniper before they can get a single shot off. So I mean, I don't know, I feel like there will always be the regular players that complain about sniping because they can, or because they just can't do anything against it. And, you know, that's just the way it's always going to be. Whether we like it or not, we as snipers are not the core fan base of Call of Duty, and I can probably say with a decent level of certainty that we're never going to be catered to like the masses that just use regular guns in the game. The closest we've ever been to being catered to is World War II, where I think there's like 13 or 14 snipers in that game. Like, that game was insane for sniping. Why do you think I still play it? Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Let me go ahead and talk about the thing that is on the tip of everybody's tongue, okay? The thing that could potentially kill Cold War as we know it. That thing is known as skill-based matchmaking. So firstly, let me say something that I've heard a ton of people say over the past couple of days, and that is, I don't know how somebody can genuinely back up and support skill-based matchmaking. It does not make sense to me. It never has, and the only way that I could see anybody supporting it is if they're part of Activision and they're doing it for the purpose of making a good business decision. I don't see how any normal regular player could support it unless they are absolutely terrible at the game and they have no thumbs, okay? I don't see how. Now, for those of you that may not have played the alpha, there was skill-based matchmaking in the Call of Duty Cold War alpha. I had a buddy of mine, Mist, ask me, hey, do you think they're going to put in the alpha? I said, no, that'd be so stupid, and I was really, really wrong, okay? I know what some of you guys might be thinking. Well, safely, I play Modern Warfare. There's skill-based matchmaking in that game, you know, that, you know, I'm able to play it and I'm able to enjoy it. I don't have any problems with it. Well, in Cold War, they go ahead and they take that skill-based matchmaking and they basically pack-a-punch it. It is pack-a-punched skill-based matchmaking, because you play maybe 3-4 games, you do really well, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into a lobby with pro players. I was literally thrown into a lobby with Simp, the BO4 Call of Duty League World Champion, dude. Like, come on. I am being put with pro players? Are you serious? I mean, with the way the skill-based matchmaking works, it feels like every person I play against should be a pro player. But besides that, it's bad, okay? It's really, really bad, and it's something that needs to be fixed. Now, one thing that actually gives me a little bit of hope is the fact that we were able to tweet out 80,000 times about skill-based matchmaking as a community and get that trending. I mean, even Scump tweeted about it, dude. Like, a world champion tweeted about the fact that skill-based matchmaking does not belong in Call of Duty and that a ranked playlist should be made, which I completely agree with. I mean, at the end of the day, Cold War is a great Call of Duty. Arguably, I'd say, just purely from playing the alpha, one of the best feeling Call of Duties in a long time. I think it has a ton of potential, and skill-based matchmaking has a ton of potential as well to ruin the game for good. And I'm telling you guys with 100% certainty that if the skill-based matchmaking stays in the game, no snipers at least are going to want to play the game, and I know there's some pros that aren't going to want to do it, and the people that stay and do it a lot of the time are probably going to be reverse boosting anyway, just so they'll be able to play and stand in the lobbies. It sucks that we've all had to fight so hard to get this thing removed, and it hasn't even happened yet, but I guess I've gotten used to just saying it is what it is. But Cold War as a whole, disregarding the skill-based matchmaking, is a wonderful game. The gunplay, amazing. Customization, amazing. Graphics, I find them perfectly fine, and it is the most Call of Duty feeling Call of Duty in a very long time, and that is something I only got from playing about 6 or 7 hours worth of the alpha. But straying away from the alpha and talking on a different, completely separate side note here, I stream almost daily on Twitch. I'm still trying to figure out what days I want to take off. I just took yesterday off in order to be able to kind of get a little bit of sleep, because I have not been having really any sleep at all, because I've been streaming into the late night hours because I got work, but a guy still loves to stream, okay? And I will say the streams have been popping off. It's been a whole lot of fun, so if you guys weren't aware that I stream and you guys want to go ahead and come and hang out with me and pretty much just have a good time, I'll go ahead and throw my Twitch in the description. It's twitch.tv/safelyffa. Go throw it a follow, go pop in, you know, we'll have a good time, it'll be great. But anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.